Sorry. Like, I have this camera pre-set up, theoretically, but there we go. I'm happy with that. But I often make slight adjustments, especially when I start streaming before remembering to turn on my camera, which is not infrequent. Alright. So we'll be starting from the beginning of chapter 3, and I'm gonna go about halfway through. And this is, as it says in my title, the third chapter, fourth part, because I broke chapter 2 into 2 parts, of my Himbo, aka Thembo run. And also, just as a fun fact, because I want to share, I have a new hobby, and it is, there's like several words, like fuse beads, perler beads, hama beads, but like, I'm not gonna, I don't have the correct type of iron yet, so I can't hold up any of the things I've created, because they're all just still on like the pegboards. You can kind of see I'm working on stuff there. But yeah, so that's some exciting stuff I might make available as merch and or giveaways for charity streams. I am planning to join in a group effort with Tapao and a group of streamers that I met through Tapao in December for to stream for Nami again, or to do a charity drive for Nami through streams. Yes, words I have done. Anyway, well, I suppose the best thing to do then is to start the game if I'm having trouble with words, because the game will give me words to say. Alright. That was the end of episode 2. Let's do the recap, yeah. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Tabitha. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Powerful build. You heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. Duke. I said aim the damn thing! Quick! Perfect. As it recoils, you plant a foot firmly in the ground and throw your body towards the abomination to your right, your fist firmly connecting with a powerful haymaker. Its body feels wrong, as if your blow had just collided with a bag of loose organs instead of with a living creature. Sybil. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Stella lies beside you, and the two of you settle into a comfortable silence in the darkened room, her heartbeat and the gentle moan of the Appalachian wind near deafening in the otherwise quiet atmosphere. With her beside you, the events of the evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Tabitha. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Avery. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Oscar. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Kanika. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out? Stella. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Dr. Kelly. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Anyways. Wayne.
Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask.
You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and it disappears over the crest of the hill. Kanika. She didn't. Stella. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. Kanika. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. Tabitha. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. Quinn. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. And for anyone who might be watching this, it hasn't been there for my previous things. To clarify, Quinn is my character name for this run. Tabitha. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't know why I'm even trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. Becca. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left, so it's actually really safe and we can hang out here whenever we want. Tabitha. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. Rosalina. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Kanika. Wait a second, where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There is something in the darkness before you that is much louder, though you don't hear it. But you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. Tabitha. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the passage. Stella. Quinn! Quinn, are you alright? Rosalina. Well, wait! Becca and Alexis are still down there! You can't just leave them here! I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise! Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. So yeah. That was a brief summary of major events from the first 2 chapters and how they went down in this run. Exciting, dramatic, and terrible times. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as your eyes flit open. You managed to survive a second night in this town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mines still stuck to your skin. Take a shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you... Powerful build and hot, my mind is a blank slate, I think about nothing. The perfect Thembo option. Your mind is a blank slate. You think about nothing and finish your shower. You're done here. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. I'm gonna look out the window. You can only imagine, oh hey, I haven't looked out the window in this imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. A different you might have been taken away by this view, drifting into fantasies about how you might have tidied it up and enjoyed tea by the fountain. Which is what you get if you look at the garden on day 1. But a lot has happened since you first arrived into town. Turn back. You turn back to the guest room. Yeah, I can tell I haven't done any of this stuff in the room, because this is great. How long were you going to have slept in this room without realizing you shared the space with that doll? Hopefully it doesn't get up and move while you're not around. I like that. Pick it up or hell no. I'm going with hell no. Some things are best left untouched. You close the closet behind you. Alright, we're gonna message the group chat. You pull out your phone and open up a group chat with Stella and Kanika. There's so many options. Alright, I like what's the game plan because it just has good Thembo option for me. Okay, so what's the game plan? It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. And then because I am attempting to romance Stella, we will also text Stella separately. You pull out your phone to text Stella. We have the hot flirting option. Thinking about you. It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. Head downstairs. You've done everything you wanted to up here. It's time to start your day. For reals this time. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Okay, we generally have Quinn being super friendly to everyone, so I'm gonna address the red-haired woman and introduce myself. Quinn. Hi, I'm Quinn. Janie. Good morning. I'm Janie, just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Tabitha. Don't go making any big renovations, or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Janie. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Quinn. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Tabitha. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Quinn. Thanks, Janie. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha, what with everything that's... Tabitha. Janie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. I hate to admit it, but this is absolutely the Thembo option. Hey, cuz! How's it hanging? Tabitha. You're chipper for someone who was almost crushed under a mountain of rock last night. I love the powerful build option here. This is so good. Oh, Quinn. As if a mere mountain could crush me. Oh, you know what I just remembered? I forgot that I have a cute little avatar that I made in the official Scarlet Hollow make your own character pick group. And it is... Boop. Oh no, where did it go? Oh, it's below things, that's why. Okay. Move that up above that. Yeah, there we go. I had forgotten to pull that up this round, but I've had it up on all the other ones, and I like having it there just because since I did take the time to make a character design, you know, I want to show it off, so. Quinn. As if a mere mountain could crush me. Tabitha looks you up and down. She shrugs. Tabitha. Fair enough, but it's not really about that, is it? They had to take that little girl's foot last night. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademarked scowl. Tabitha. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening, so you're coming with me. Yeah, I'm gonna skip those explore options because I feel like Quinn will just be like, oh dear, and then, like, move fast. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with yay, cousin bonding time. Quinn, yay, cousin bonding time! Tabitha, do you know what the word bonding means? We're not bonding, this is punishment! Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything, I'll know. As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Janie, oh Quinn, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Quinn. Thanks. Last night was a lot. Janie. If you ever need to talk to anyone, my husband is the local pastor. He's a gentle man and always willing to lend an ear. He's actually been going a little stir-crazy ever since we moved here, what with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. Yeah, I actually think I am gonna go with this for Quinn. With everything that's been going on lately, having a priest on speed dial seems handy. Janie, having a pastor on speed dial is always handy. Tabitha, debatable. Janie, and my Daniel is a wonderfully talented pastor. Tabitha, also debatable. Enough dawdling, we're leaving. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into her car. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Tabitha. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. Quinn. What are we doing at the general store? Tabitha. Picking up tea from Sybil. Quinn. Oh neat, what kind of tea? Tabitha. I don't know, the kind Sybil makes. She makes a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what all of it's called. Quit interrogating me about tea blends, jeez. Gosh, I can't quite decide. Yeah, you know what? I think the over-enthusiastic Scooby-Dooing is appropriate to this character. Quinn. Shouldn't we be solving a mystery right now? Tabitha. A mystery? What mystery? The events of last night are pretty cut and dried. Like, come on, is it more believable that the Shaw mine collapsed because of mysterious unseen forces, or is it more believable that it collapsed because it was a condemned mine that was unsuitable for human beings? People like Stella turn to conspiracy theories and the supernatural because they can't handle the truth, that our world is ruled by chaotic forces that don't follow any kind of logical pattern. Bad things can happen to good people suddenly and for no reason. You can choose to accept that, or you can live in denial. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Kanika. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you would never have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Tabitha. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Yeah, there are a bunch of powerful build options here, but the best pure of heart answer here for the Thembo energy is this top one for sure. Quinn. True strength is not being afraid to show when you're struggling. Tabitha. Being able to pick things up and put them down doesn't make you an expert on strength of character. We're burning daylight. Come on already. I just like the idea that in this run, I don't think Tabitha, like, hates my character. I think she's just extremely annoyed by it. It's like, ugh, I guess they're my cousin. I guess I don't hate them, but boy do I not necessarily like them very much. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Sybil. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Tabitha. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Sybil. Of course. Quinn, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna go with... Can I have some tea? Sybil. Oh, sure, if you're willing to wait a bit. I wasn't expecting to entertain, so I didn't put any water on. I'll go and do that now. Never hurts to have fresh hot water on hand. Tabitha. Can we get this over with first? Sybil. Of course. Priorities. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of the bells. I'm gonna straight up chat with Miles. Quinn. So, Miles. Before you can finish your thought, you're halted by the tinkling of bells announcing another patron. Or in this case, another 2 patrons. Duke. Well! Powerful build. You've never seen the man beside Duke before, but whoever he is, he's big. Duke. If it ain't Quinn, well, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. They were there with Stella that night in the woods. Bo. It's a pleasure to meet you, Quinn. My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. Duke. Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness. I'm gonna ask how Birdie's doing. Quinn. How's Birdie doing? Duke. Oh, she's hanging in there. Too bad there's no vet in town anymore. Not that I'm certain a vet could do her much good. We've got her comfortable, at least. But we got her set up in a closet with a heat lamp. Been trying to feed her all her favorite foods, scrambled eggs and whatnot, but she hasn't been too interested. Duke. At least she's not out in them woods. Oh, hello, Johnny. Thank you for lurking. Alright, how have you been? Hanging in there? Quinn, how have you been? Are you hanging in there? Duke. Oh, I can't complain. Now that we know what's been getting at the chickens, them things won't get so much as step a foot on my property. Not with me and Bo watching the perimeter with our shotguns at the ready. We even set up the missus with her pistol. Bo. Good thing we was watching. Nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. Duke. As if he could have carried off a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. I'd almost love to see him try. It's not like we'll be taking her to the state fair anyway. Now all she's good for is making the world's largest pumpkin pie. Bo. I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for a Big Betty-sized pie, Daddy. I'm gonna go with, who's Julius? Wait, who's Julius? Duke. Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Some cousin however many times removed, though I don't claim his kin. He owns the farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp on whose property is whose. Bo. Thinks he owns half our land. Always sneaking around and taking vegetables we planted. Duke. Of course, the way he tells it, we're the ones stealing from him, saying he's putting the seeds in the ground. He's a miserable old cuss, and he knows it too. Stealing vegetables born of other folks' hard labor is probably the only joy he has in life. Alright, I'm gonna go with Big Betty is a pumpkin. Quinn. Big Betty is a pumpkin? Duke. Sure is. Probably would have taken home at least a few ribbons at the state fair this year. Maybe even a world record if we were lucky. Ah well, my hens are more important. Bo. We'll just have to grow an even bigger one next year, Daddy. Duke. The land's been good to us. We sure growing big out on the Callaway farm. Quinn. Have you seen any of those creatures around your farm? Bo. Yeah, we saw a few of those things. They got scared off before I could start shooting. Duke. Nasty little buggers. We've all been losing sleep making sure we can keep an eye on things. It's even rubbing off on the hens. None of the little ladies have been laying this week. Bo. You know, Daddy, I bet some big mastiff could keep them things away. This seems like just the kind of job for a guard dog. Duke. Now don't you start again. We ain't getting a dog. I've got enough mouths to feed, and as much as you say you'll take responsibility, I know it'll be me cleaning up after it. Besides, I don't have much faith those things will be stopped by a dog. I saw more than a few in that nest. I might as well tell them about the ditchlings. Quinn, those things we saw on Monday are apparently called ditchlings. They're supposed to be a bad omen. Duke, ditchlings? Well, sounds like some old folktale. Duke, suppose that suits him. As for being an omen, I believe that too. But I suppose there's not much to be done if they're forewarning some kind of disaster besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me, Quinn. Quinn, nice seeing you, Duke. Duke, it was a pleasure running into you, Quinn, but we'd best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm, what with those little devils running around. Bo, can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. Duke, you have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you better from now on. I appreciate the well wishes, Duke, but it's not gonna. Bo, it was nice meeting you, Quinn. Please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Stibble are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Stella, oh my god, hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast. Meet at the library after and figure out plan? And then it buzzes again. Stella, hey again, lol. I've been thinking about you too. If you want to come over for breakfast. Winky face. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. And you know what? Tabitha is taking way longer than she said she was going to. And I kind of think of Quinn as something akin to an excitable puppy. And therefore, yeah, no. Waiting here is boring. Bye. Also would rather see Stella. Bye. It doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. I like the yell. You take a deep breath and yell at the top of your lungs. Quinn. Hi, Stella! Your shout is immediately met by the sound of an excited Gretchen behind the door. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. She looks so exhausted, and I'm just worried about her. But she's also incredibly cute. Stella. Hey, sorry I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in a lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed and I can make us some breakfast. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. Stella. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs, and biscuits? Maybe just a classic scramble? I also have toaster waffles if that's more your speed. I like the powerful build. Powerful build options is what we're going with. Quinn. All those options sound incredible. It's like you know the way to my heart. Stella. What can I say? Great minds think alike. Oh man. I like, can you pick something for me? I don't. You know what? I'm going with that. Quinn. Can you pick something for me? I don't want the burden of free will. Stella. Ha! Biscuits it is then. We can even make them together. Alright, let's get started. Quinn. Cute jumpsuit. You look great. Stella. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't pick it out just for you. This used to be my lucky get-up from back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though, I guess you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could use a bit of bad luck. Or the kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. Should we start on food? I'm starving. Yeah, you know what? I actually paused there because I was trying to remember, like, wait, could use a bit of bad luck? What? And then I realized that she meant in terms of finding a ghost or not. Alright, Stella, should we start on food? I'm starving. Quinn, let's get started. Stella, yes, I am here for that enthusiasm. Biscuits from scratch seem to intimidate a lot of people, but once you get it down, they're super quick and easy. How about you mix the butter into the dry ingredients while I get everything else ready? She hands you a bowl. Stella, you gotta get in there with your hands. Just squish the butter into the flour until all the big chunks are gone. Yeah, I'm gonna just go straight for squish that mix. You get to work and start kneading the mix. Stella. I'll get started on the gravy while you're at it. Anyway, it seems like you got an earlier start than I did today. Anything interesting happen while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? And have you heard from anything from Oscar? Yeah, I kind of want to say this first, but it's not an explore option, so I'll start with the explore options and just be like, putting it off. I ran into Duke and Bo at the general store this morning. Stella. Oh yeah? How are they doing? Have they run into any more ditchlings? Quinn. Yeah, a few. Sounds like they've been fending them off so far. Stella. Things are getting worse, aren't they? I am absolutely not gonna say this Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I managed to slip off, because I do not think that Quinn is fully conscious of the fact that they slipped the leash. They're just like, you know, had kind of more like, ooh, butterfly wander off mode. At least that is my character head. Alright, so we're gonna go to the rough part. Quinn. I haven't talked to Oscar yet, but apparently they had to amputate Rosalina's foot. The color drains from Stella's face. Stella. Oh no. Stella stands in silence for a moment before perking up. Stella. I baked some cookies last night after we got home. I was a little restless. Oh, Stella. Sorry, I'm just like, oh, Stella is doing the aggressive sublimate all feelings and deal with them away from people, if at all. Stella. I'll bring them over today. I'm not sure what else I can even do. Though, cleansing his house of its spiritual resident would probably be helpful also. I hope you haven't forgotten about our ghost hunting plans this evening. Yeah, you know what? I can't decide because it's like, no, not the I'm extremely pumped or hot. As long as it's with you, I'm down for anything. I have been going hard on the flirting, so might as well keep that up. But as long as it's with you, I'm down for anything. Stella. Honestly, same. It's hard to believe we've only known each other for a couple days. And hey, if this is anything like any other ghost hunt I've ever been on, that'll be a much appreciated breather. Unless you count Tommyknockers as ghosts. Or Wayne. How's the squishing coming along? I'm gonna eat some of the flour and butter mix, yes! You silently raise a handful of the crumbly flour and butter mixture to your mouth and chomp down. It's salty and oily, but dry at the same time. The baking powder leaves an unpleasant aftertaste. Stella watches you choke down the mouthful of raw ingredients, taken aback at first. And then she bursts into laughter. Stella. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I bet that was an interesting flavor experience. You know, the game might be mocking, but like, I do that. Like, yes, it tastes better when it's batter that has like sugar in it and stuff, but like, butter and flour is kind of a tasty mixture, even by itself, so like, just saying. She reaches over and takes the bowl from you. Stella. Looks perfect. Now I just have to add the wet stuff and we're in business. Don't worry, I'll do the whole roll out and fold part. I know that might be intimidating. You wash your hands as Stella adds her milk concoction to the flour mixture, stirring a few times before turning to the counter for the final steps. Stella. Our little babies are ready to go in the oven. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna make an egg for myself while we wait. Can I have an egg too? Quinn. Actually, can I have an egg too? Stella. Of course, the more the merrier. Hope you like over easy. Stella cracks an egg into a fresh pan and gets back to work on the stove. Stella. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It's lonely here sometimes. Oh, there's so many options here. Let's talk about Tabitha. Yeah, let's just skip right ahead to what exactly is your history with my cousin. Wait, so, what exactly is your history with my cousin? Stella. Okay, I guess I can spill the beans. I suppose you could say we kind of dated. It was never really official, and she might tell it a little differently, but as far as I'm concerned, that was my first relationship. Not that she's my type or anything. Honestly, that's a lot closer to you. Alright, there's so many options here. I'm not gonna ask, because it's like, in other runs, I know Stella probably still has feelings for Tabitha, and I feel a little bad about it in this run, and the easiest way for me, the player, to do a Stella romance, since I like Tabitha so much, is to basically pretend that my main character is just really oblivious to the fact that there's still something there for both Tabitha and Stella. Because it's like, if totally oblivious to that fact, then will not be bothered by, like, possibly dating Stella themselves. Alright, so the options include, do you still have feelings for you? So, you play for left field then, which, I mean, okay, I know all the potential love interests are, like, pansexual, or similar, like, not gender restricted, to the best of my knowledge. And so, like, left field is not quite the accurate term there, and so I'm not gonna bother to ask. I do not think Quinn would even worry about it, like, since they are specifically a, like, fairy by envy, I'm like, yeah, no, they're not gonna worry about someone else's deal. And also, that's rude. And those are weird. And so I'm gonna go with the one that feels the most correct for my character, which is Quinn.
I knew it!
Stella. Was it that obvious? I guess we must give off more of X's vibe than I thought. It all just kind of stopped after high school. I guess we didn't see each other every day, and she was always busy at the mine, so there wasn't much of a chance to hang out anymore. I wish we could have stayed friends. Like, actual friends. I could have used someone like her after the big accident. Kanika was at school already, Reese was sick, and Tabitha wouldn't even return my calls. It was, well, it's ancient history. Can't change the past. Okay, really, Tabitha? Like, okay, I know you had a lot going on, and you were specifically trying to push Stella away, and probably for fear of your mother. But still, not even returning her calls after her parents had just died, that's cold. So yeah, I think for this run, the goal is to date Stella myself, but rekindle Stella and Tabitha's friendship, because I think they could both use at least, each other's friendship. Alright. Yeah, so that seems like a good intro to ask what happened to her parents. But what happened to your parents? Stella tenses. Stella. Car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going to college. Not much more to be said. Ooh. I mean, I knew this. I knew that, like, I did already know this, but, like, still, it's just being reminded is really rough. Like, that is why she has severe trauma around cars, because, like, she was in the car that crashed and killed her parents. And I know some people have theorized, and, like, honestly, I'm kind of on board with this theory as well, that, it's, like, Scarlet Hollow not letting people leave, kind of. So, oh man. The sun is in my face. So if you see my head tilted at an awkward angle, it is just until the glaring sunlight goes down. Or maybe I'll just do this, because I need to be able to do the thing. Wait. No, that's pretty. Okay. This is enough out of my eyes that I can actually view the screen, so we're leaning back. Alright. This feels a little impolite to ask, but I want to know, so... But did you ever try to go back to school after that? Stella stares down at the breakfast food sizzling inherited this house, so I didn't need to worry about where to live. And why leave town? I know everyone here. I don't know anybody out there. Except you now. Oh, man. I think that's really obvious, even from the Thembo dumbassery. Like, I think were you in the car is a painful question that is really obvious. So I'm gonna go with, oh man. I feel like that's what Stella would want, but not necessarily what Stella ought to be getting, so I think maybe I will just do the I'm so sorry. Quinn. I'm so sorry, Stella. Stella. It's okay, it happened. Nothing I can do about that. Can we talk about something else though? It means a lot to me that you care. I really don't like talking about this. Yeah, let's go talk about a totally different topic that has nothing to do with your parents' death. Quit. So, we're actually gonna meet Reese today, right? Stella. Heck yeah, we are! If Dr. Kelly tries to turn us away again, we can just sneak in. Nothing will stand in the way of us and friendship. Like, are you sure he's real? Let's start with, what's he like? Stella. I'm not about to ruin a cool and mysterious introduction by telling you. I think you'll like him, though. I'm gonna go with, are you sure he's real? Quinn. Are you sure he's real? Stella. At the very least, he was real for most of his childhood. And if he's a ghost now, that's even better. He can tell us what being a ghost is like. Leave it at that. Let's talk about... yeah, let's do you ever hang out with Avery? Stella. Oh, that's a good question. I guess I just don't know them very well. I grew up with Reese and Kanika and Tabby. Even you don't seem like a stranger, what with who you're related to. Avery moved here a few years ago, kind of close on the heels of all that stuff with the accident, so I guess I wasn't really in the right headspace for making new friends. I do go to their parties, but now that you mention it, it is weird that I haven't thought to try and hang out with them outside of that. I should text them sometime. Yes, more friendship for Stella! Alright, you and Kanika seem really close. Stella. Yeah, it's nice she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's so busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more the past couple of days. Though, again, better circumstances would be nice. Quick. Do you think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought of moving away? Stella. It's hard to say. This house means a lot to me. This town means a lot to me, and I haven't had to think about where to live or where to go. But I guess I could see myself leaving for the right reasons. Or for the right person. Alright, I'm gonna quietly wait for breakfast to finish. It isn't long before a timer goes off, and Stella excitedly pops open the oven, pulling out a tray of delectable biscuits. Stella, looks like we're all done. And with that, breakfast is served. Oh yeah, that's a fresh biscuit, alright. Okay, so that is biscuits and gravy with an egg over it. That's tasty, honestly. Well, the gravy looks a little glorby, but I bet it is tasty glorby gravy. Stella. Oh yeah, that's a fresh biscuit, alright. Still not as good as the diners, but if I could capture that kind of perfection, there would be no mountains left for me to conquer. Better to have the thrill of a challenge. I'm so glad you came over today. I've been having a bit of a hard time sleeping the past couple nights. I'm sure you can relate. I think I needed a nice, slow morning like this, just hanging out with you. As you and Stella start to dig in, you're interrupted by a phone alarm sounding off. Stella. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. If they're even still doing it after last night. I wonder how far the news has spread. Either way, it's a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and see how Rosalina's doing. Gretchen barks at the mention of Mayor Jimmy. try to include Avery. You should let Avery know. Stella. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if they have work today, but I shouldn't keep giving myself reasons not to reach out to them. Yes, including Avery. I like Avery a lot, and I am sad that they do not get included in more things and feel like a constant outsider, so it's like, I am going to help that change. Stella. Let's scarf this down and head over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the mayor. You and Stella make your way to the library. It's busier than usual. A small crowd has already formed in a corner of the main foyer. Stella. Hopefully everyone else will get here soon. Avery. Hey, I came over as soon as I got your message. Had no idea this was going on today. Thanks so much for the heads up. Kanika. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Oh, hey Avery, here to see the mayor? Avery. Kind of. I mostly stopped by to see all of y'all. The diner's been buzzing about what happened last night. It's just awful. Poor Rosalina. I hope she's doing okay. But it sounds like... Avery glances around before leaning in, lowering their voice. Avery. This is just between us, but it sounds like the miners might strike over this. It's getting really serious. Stella. Oh, whoa. Kanika. Power to him. It's about time. Though, can you strike without a union? I don't think you can legally call it a strike. I think you have to say it's collective action or something. Still, I hope Tabitha is shaking in her boots right now. Stella. Are things at the mines really that bad? Poor Tabby's really going through it this week. Kanika. Stella. Stella. Forget I said anything. It looks like it's our turn with the mayor. Oh, come on, Kanika. Like, Stella is allowed to be worried about Tabby. Like, I think that Tabitha does not mean to be running the mine badly, but she probably does have some terrible practices left over from when her mother ran the place, and like, when you talk to her, it's clear that the mine is not doing well, and that's probably part of the reason for it, too. So, like, yes, the Scarlet mines are not run in an especially worker-friendly way, but I feel like it's only partially Tabby's fault. And she's doing the best that she knows how with what she has to work with. Anyway. He's a dog. I guess, you know, this actually, in this run, this is the way my character finds out. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. The mayor holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. Quinn. He's so cute! Security goon. He's the mayor. Stella. Right? It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends, and Winnie's biscuits, and oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fit, no contest. I also just love Gretchen glaring at Mayor Jimmy the whole time. Avery. He's pretty cute, too. It's almost like he really thinks he's the mayor, the way he sits all regal like that. Avery turns to you conspiratorially. Though, to be honest, I voted for Daisy in the last election. But don't tell him that. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Stella. Hey, whoa, Gretchen. Calm down, old girl. You're gonna pull a muscle. Security goon. Miss Richmond, I'm going to have to ask that you and your dog step away from the mayor. Stella. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Stella walks off, struggling to hold Gretchen back. Kanika and Avery are quick to follow. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Strange man. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Quinn? Everybody's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna do either of those because it's not correct Thembo life. You know, no reason not to just be like, Quinn. Oh, thank God, I've been hoping to find a priest. Pastor Daniel. I like your gumption. I can't even remember the last time someone around these parts actually wanted to find me. Is this about Pearl Ann? Or perhaps your mother? You know. No, I'm not gonna do you know. Quinn. I think we need an exorcism. Oscar's house is haunted and we're investigating tonight. Pastor Daniel. Oh, like a Scooby-Doo episode or something? I'm afraid I don't buy into that particular notion. It's a bit too spiritualist. Now, if it were a vision of one of his parents trying to contact him from heaven, I could understand that. But I simply don't believe in malicious spirits lingering neither in heaven nor hell, jumping out of closets to scare us. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for whatever it is he saw. I am tempted to invite Pastor Daniel ghost hunting. I'm pretty sure that it won't work, but you know, why the heck not? Quinn, you should come ghost hunting with us tonight then, and prove it's not a haunting. The blood drains from his face as he gulps nervously. Amazing. He's scared. I mean, I don't blame him. I would probably not be up for going on a ghost hunt. Pastor Daniel. Oh, I promised my daughter we would watch VeggieTales tonight, so I'm afraid I have plans. But let me know if you see anything strange. I'd love to hear your account of this supposed haunting. In fact, here's my card. He hands you a business card. Pastor Daniel. Call if you need me. I will mention Janie. Quinn. Janie mentioned you this morning. Pastor Daniel. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. Quinn. I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Pastor Daniel. Of course. And if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. You know what? Quinn just likes people, I think, and is just going to... Quinn. That sounds lovely. Thank you. Pastor Daniel. Really? Oh, that's great. Sorry, I just don't usually get positive responses when I ask folks if they want to come up to the church. Any time that works for you, just swing by. I'm sure I'll be around. It was lovely to meet you, and you have a blessed day, Quinn. The pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Stella. I heard from Quinn what happened. Oscar, I'm so sorry. Kanika. Poor Rosalina. I can't even imagine how scary this has been for her. Oscar. She seems in high spirits right now, but they've got her on some pretty strong pain medication, so I'm not sure how she's going to feel when that wears off. Stella. And it was the whole foot? Oscar. Yeah, it's bad, but she's alive. We'll both be able to move on from this. We just have to get through the tough parts first. Quinn. We're here for you, man. Oscar. Thank you, all of you. Everything feels like it happened so fast. I know our whole lives have changed, but it's taking my mind a little bit to catch up. I feel like such a mess. I hope this isn't keeping me from being the dad she needs right now. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I'd better get going. I was only supposed to come back to pick up a few things, but then the hospital called and said there'd been some big bus accident on the highway, and they need the beds, so I have to come pick her up. Even though our house is still haunted and the only place she can lie down until then is the dirty back room that drove her away in the first place, and Mayor Jimmy Day is happening... Sorry. I'm just a little overwhelmed. Kanika. It's okay, Oscar. We're here to help. Stella. Yeah, we're gonna get that ghost. Avery. If you'd like, we could cleanse your house while you go pick her up. Seems like a good idea to do while the sun is still up anyway, right? Oscar. If only, but it doesn't come out during the day, so any cleansing attempts are going to have to wait until nightfall. I'm still not even sure we can get rid of it at all. I think I'd have to see for myself that it was gone. It managed to trick me a couple times, and I can't handle any more surprises right now. Stella. I've got every ghost hunting device known to man. You're in good hands, Oscar. You know what? I might actually do... I don't know. Quinn likes people, so we could always call the pastors, like, kind of a thing. Probably this is the only character who might say that. But on the other hand, the power of friendship. Quinn. We have the power of friendship on our side. Aw, everybody's smiling. Stella. Heck yeah, we do! Kanika. If anime has taught me anything, it's that the power of friendship is unstoppable. Oscar. That's a lovely sentiment. I'm sure Rosalina will at least be glad to know you all did your best to save her. I'm heading out. It should be dark by the time we get back, so I suppose I'll see you all then. Oscar hurries off, car keys jingling as he jogs out the door. Stella. Let's head up to Reese's. Maybe we can get him to come ghost hunting with us. Kanika. Oh no, you're not gonna try and get Dr. Kelly to let him leave the house, are you? She'll kick us out for even asking. I wonder if he even knows what happened last night. I don't know how disconnected he is from the news around town. Jeez, should we tell him? Avery. It's always better to know about stuff like this. Withholding information and trying to keep people in the dark on purpose doesn't really help anyone. That's my opinion, at least. Anyway, y'all have fun at Dr. Kelly's place. Catch you tonight in the haunted house. Stella. See ya, Avery. Anyways, shall we? Time to go. So, I finally met Pastor Daniel. Kanika. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't even know where he finds so many. You know what? Quinn is gonna be like, folks should be nicer to him. He seems like a good dude. Kanika. Okay, that's really sweet of you to say, but sometimes you've got to trust your gut. The man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. He's not normal. I mean, that is definitely, I will admit, that's the biggest thing that has made me sus of the pastor is the fact that he was grinning through a funeral. Like, dude, maybe he was just really excited to have something to do, but still. Time and place, man. Control your expressions. Kanika. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. And also, to Pastor Daniel's credit, my fan theory, or, player theory, is that whatever forces, those carvings, there's definitely some evidence that they are demonic within this world. And so I'm maybe everyone in town seems to be vaguely cursed to not really be able to leave the town. And so, it wouldn't be too strange to imagine that they're also vaguely cursed to be extremely suspicious about religion and religious institutes, as if we assume that those are negative for demons. And so basically, it kind of feels a little like the town the town curse is making people distrustful of the town church. And by extension, the pastor. That's my theory. He could actually be sketched. We'll find out eventually, I suppose. Stella. That's exactly how I would describe it, too. The whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. Kanika. He can look for friends somewhere else. Quinn. Do you mind if I invite Tabitha ghost hunting? Kanika. Please don't. Stella. Oh my god, yes! Can you imagine how fun that would be if she actually shows? Kanika. Stella, come on. I know you think you have some sort of bond with her, but she's awful. She isn't even nice to you. Stella. You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. go. Quinn, I'm inviting her. Kanika sighs as you shoot your cousin a text and invite her to the evening's ghost hunt. Kanika, alright, you invited her, let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the mines to even show. Stella, aw, don't say that, Neeks. If we're lucky, we'll have another opportunity to forge a bond of friendship between the two of you. Alright, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. Kanika, we're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? Stella, there's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Kanika, okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Reese, hey! Stella, Reese! Kanika, oh my god, dude, it's been ages. Reese, you must be Quinn, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Quinn updates. Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Dr. Kelly, are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella. And you brought the dog. Great. Stella, yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. Dr. Kelly, the dog stays outside. Stella, but... Kanika, it's okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC and leave her some treats. You know I always have some of those easy-chew dog turkeys stashed away. Stella, but we go everywhere together. Dr. Kelly, do you want to come in or not? Kanika nervously tugs Stella away towards her van. Dr. Kelly, well, what about you, Quinn? Are you coming in? Quinn, oh, sure. You follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind you. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. Stella, so, how can I lend a hand? Dr. Kelly, by sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go on about your business. Kanika, but I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. Reese, we still have time now, right? Dr. Kelly, you aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? Reese, it's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. Stella, I don't mind a little mess. Kanika, yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Dr. Kelly, yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Reese, cool, we'll be just downstairs. Stella, you won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. I mean, you can totally see, I'm just for the record, I see a lot of the bare cement floor. But, you know, then again, I wouldn't actually have expected that these are all hand-drawn. I'm not going to sit there and insist that the person must draw things to cover every inch of floor. Kanika, your mom is so scary. Reese, she can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Do you need us to break you out of here? I don't think your mom can stop me. Yeah, I mean, but I don't really think that... I think Quinn is not socially adept enough to have really picked up on the awkwardness with the situation with Reese and his mother. So we'll ask about Quinn. So, has Stella told you about everything that's happened in the past couple of days? Reese. Oh, she's told me all about what you guys have found out there. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Stella. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? Reese. The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here. Stella. The doctor isn't... One moment, I think I will drink some water and then retry that sentence. Reese. The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. Stella. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to... Reese. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Quinn, do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Reese. Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Stella. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Reese. Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. Yep, those sure are the little ditchling buddies. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Kanika. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. Stella. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? Reese. I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Kanika. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are going to be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. Quinn. Do you think the town is doomed? Reese. I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. There could be rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. Stella. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Kanika. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? Reese. I mean, yeah, I'd hope so, but the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. Quinn. What do you think about my cousin? Reese. She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that towards everyone. Or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. Kanika. She's still terrible. Stella. You guys just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. Kanika. I'll pass, thanks. Quinn. What do you think is going on with Wayne? Reese. Who? Stella. You know, that guy who's been following Quinn around being all ominous? Reese. Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. I'm gonna go with... Your whole situation's gotta be rough. Sorry. Reese. Thanks, but I've been dealing with this thing for a while, so you don't have to feel sorry for me. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. Stella. You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. Reese. Silence. Stella. You haven't, right? Reese. Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So, I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable. But one day I'll wind up in a pine box just like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. Kanika. Dang, Reese. I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. Stella. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Reese. Thanks, guys, but you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. What's your diagnosis, if you don't mind me asking? Reese. I don't mind, though the answer isn't very illuminating. It's not one particular thing, but a whole mess of nasty little things that add up to one big diagnosis of bad genes. I definitely have some friends who feel that one. Reese. Guess I pulled the losing card in the DNA lottery. And hey, it isn't all bad. Some of it is just weird, like this. Reese pulls on the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. Hyperelasticity. Kinda cool, right? It's like, on the one hand, okay, so like, whatever's going on with Reese is probably supernatural, given this game. But it's like, so much of what he's describing, like, I know people with similar mixes of symptoms, to be perfectly honest. And I'm like, does the dude have EDS? Couple other things, but yeah. Stella. Whoa! Kanika. Does that not hurt? Reese. Nope, it feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes, but I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. Your art. There sure is a lot of it. That actually feels like good Thembo energy. Your art. There sure is a lot of it. Reese. Yeah, it's kind of a compulsion. Being stuck down here all the time can be pretty frustrating. My emotions have nowhere to go, so they just writhe and grow inside of me and pick me apart from within. But when it gets bad, I can just pick up a paintbrush and let them flow out of me and onto a canvas. Like, I can trap them somewhere outside of myself, at least for a little while. I also have not ruled out the idea that all of his paintings could potentially come to life in future chapters. That's just fan theorying again, but you know. Reese. But they come back over and over again, so I keep painting. Stella. You know, you could gain a real following if you ever posted these online. Just saying. Reese. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads. Knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm still in the very small number of viewers, but every time I get to this scene in Scarlet Hollow, and this is my 4th replay on stream, I do think about it. Kanika. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during school hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Although, okay, I gotta say, if he's streaming on Twitch, people can watch the videos later. Just, you know, saying. And Twitch is, I'm sure, not the only video streaming site that does it. Reese. Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions, since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. Alright. Wait, that's quite a movie collection you've got. Got any Rex? Reese. Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shino-Chi Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We could even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Kanika. Dang, I would usually be down for that, but we've got to head over to Oscar's after this. Stella. We promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently he's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. Kanika. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. Quinn. I'll take a rain check on that movie, though. I'm going to assume that Quinn is totally fine with horror movies, though if it were me, I'm not a horror movie person. I may be playing this horror game, but I do struggle with the genre sometimes. Stella. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tomorrow night, same goes for Quinn. Kanika. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. So you three go way back, huh? Stella, almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Kanika, not that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Stella, okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Reese, maybe to you, the way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Kanika, same here, though, to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Wait, want to come ghost hunting with us tonight? Because why not? Quinn will invite everyone. Stella, oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Kanika, yeah, it would be great to have you along. Reese, that would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Yeah, so this fits in with my fan theory that whatever is wrong with him definitely has to do with the carving that is definitely somewhere in this clinic, and now I'm wondering if maybe the further away from the carving he is, the less, like, because it just works with a lot of my theories that maybe he needs to stay near the carving or bad things happen. Reese, even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Alright, Quinn. Dinner's gotta be ready by now, right? Almost on cue, Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dr. Kelly, dinner's on the table? Reese, guess that's it for catching up. Dr. Kelly, make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Stella, sure thing, Doc. Quinn, yes, ma'am. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. There are dozens of options, or over a dozen options here, and every single one of them is open the door. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. Dr. Kelly, what do you think you're doing? Well? Quinn, I need to see what's behind this door. Dr. Kelly, no you don't. You need to wash your hands, eat dinner, then get out of my house. Return to the door. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Dr. Kelly, oh no you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Powerful build. It's a position of authority, where her height gives her a vantage point over everyone else. No one at this table does anything without her noticing. It almost feels like, despite the presence of your friends, this is strictly a conversation between you and the doctor. Dr. Kelly. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. Stella. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? Dr. Kelly. No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Stella. Well, you have excellent taste in brands. And if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... Dr. Kelly. No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Kanika. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. Yeah, let's go with this one. But do you think Reese might feel better if he got to see people more often? Dr. Kelly. No. I'm his doctor and his mother. You are someone who met him for the first time less than half an hour ago. One of us is a little more qualified to make decisions about his life. Reese. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I mean, as okay as I usually do, so still kind of shitty. But I don't think having people over has been as rough on my health as you thought it might be. It's been really nice. Stella. Hear that? Reese can hang out with friends again. If you're still feeling okay after dinner, maybe you can even come ghost hunting with... Stella. Ow, jeez, Kanika, what was that for? Kanika. Don't push it, Stella! Stella. Just say that next time instead of kicking me. Your boots are heavy. Kanika. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Dr. Kelly. They're not arbitrary. These rules are in place for a good reason. Tell me how great you feel in an hour when the exhaustion catches up to you, Reese. You'll be knocked out all evening and regretting every minute of this, let me assure you. Reese. As if I would regret not being able to see other people for the first time in months. I don't care what happened, this was worth it. You can feel the tension at the table start to rise. Quinn. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. Dr. Kelly. He has a lot of skill honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Reese. Thanks, Doc. Let's skip all of those. Let's small talk. I feel like Thembo energy would be probably good at small talk. Quinn. Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me of what it used to be like. It reminded me of what it used to be like when these two would come over, hungry teenagers, eating me out of house and home. I should have charged your parents for all the food you kids went through, honestly. It was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. How are Stella and Kanika like as kids? Dr. Kelly. Noisy and messy, like all kids. They always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. So, like I said, noisy and messy. Stella. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Kanika. Oh god, not the squirrel. Reese. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? Kanika. I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in media, and very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. I'm not gonna worry about any of those. What those I'm gonna skip that. Like, I feel like I've done enough talking for Quinn, so we will remain silent. He remains silent, quietly picking at the store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. Reese. So we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Quinn is still in town. Dr. Kelly. We'll have to see how you're feeling. Reese. I can handle a movie, Doc. Stella. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. Dr. Kelly. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. Reese. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Dr. Kelly, don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Stella. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Dr. Kelly. Damn it! I knew it! I knew this would be too much. Everyone, get out of my house. Please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. Kanika. But we can't just leave him like this. Stella. Now is when he needs friends the most. Dr. Kelly. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. Okay, I feel like Quinn would feel just not totally follow, but be like, oh no, things are tense. I'm gonna just apologize and leave. Quinn. Sorry, we'll get out of your way. Dr. Kelly. Good. The three of you are rushed to the door. Stella. We'll be back, Reese! Kanika. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Quinn. Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Kanika. Forced how? Quinn. It was like something was making me go there. Stella. I wonder, was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. Kanika. I wasn't there, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. Stella. I mean, I don't know. A lot happened last night. But the whole thing was very trance-like. Quinn. I guess it was kind of similar. Stella. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it'd give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. Kanika. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Stella. Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. Kanika. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Quinn got. I'm gonna go with the pouty I didn't even get to finish my food. Quinn. I didn't even get to finish my food. Stella. Oh no, are you hungry? I can't believe I didn't pack snacks today. My bag was too full of ghost hunting equipment for so much as a granola bar. Kanika. God, poor Reese. This has gotten so much worse. 2 bites of food was too much for him. Stella. Maybe we just caught him on a bad day. Kanika. I wonder if he even has good days anymore. I wish there was more I could do. Stella. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get oh, Gretchen is grabbed. Gretchen is grabbed. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Alright, I'm not going to stop here yet. I think I'm going to stop my usual place in this chapter that I cut it is right before, like, during the haunting, right before the haunting actually begins. Or rather, during this scene before the haunting begins. So I do still plan to get through this initial part and stop there, which means but my water ran out and I need to go grab more water is basically all it is. So be right back. It should be pretty quick. Alright. We are back in business. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. I'm telling you right now, that's not how it's gonna go. I mean, anyone who's been, like, watching me play this, or has played this themselves, knows full well. Powerful build. Your fists have gotten you this far. If there is something in there, you can take it. Hot. A ghost hunt seems like the perfect place to sneak in some smooching under the guise of splitting up and searching for clues. Maybe a special someone might be interested in breaking off from the rest of the group. That so does not happen. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Stella. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Kanika. Shh, you can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. Stella. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Oscar. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. I'd love for her to be able to sleep in her own bed tonight. Kanika. How is she doing? Oscar. She's not quite as chipper as she was when she was on stronger meds, but she's still doing surprisingly well. Alexis has been by her side non-stop. She's been a really good friend. Rosalina and I are both lucky to have her right now. Stella. I'm glad she's back home at least, and we'll be able to get her back into her real home in no time. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody to use. For everybody, in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Kanika. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Stella. Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Oscar. Excuse me? Stella. I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Avery. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Stella. Avery, glad you could make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry. Avery. Sure thing. Always happy to offer a hand or two. Kanika. Glad there will be someone else with a level head in there tonight. Avery. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Spirit box, parabolic microphone. Y'all really covered all your bases. Kanika. Maybe I spoke too soon. Avery. You know me, Kanika. I'm as level-headed as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say they didn't? I mean, y'all apparently saw some really unexplainable stuff on Monday, and that mine only collapsing again after 100 years while y'all were there? I'm just saying, anything seems possible right now. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Quinn. Those mines were chock full of ghosts last night. Stella. After all of my fruitless ghost hunts, I basically convinced myself that ghosts weren't real, but last night we saw some really convincing evidence. Especially those figures you mentioned. Though I'm still 50-50 on whether they were cryptids or ghosts. Hopefully whatever happens tonight will clear that up. Kanika. I can't wait to wander through Oscar's house for a few uneventful hours before getting Rosalina tucked into bed. I could use a nice quiet night after everything we went through. Avery. That'd be too bad. I was kind of hoping to see a ghost. Maybe it'll be a happy medium between no ghost and deadly spirits of vengeance. A Casper situation might be nice. That might have been nice, Avery. You're not wrong. Oscar. I envy your pessimism here, but I suppose it won't be long until we get to the bottom of things. Zane. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. Zane. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. Oscar. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and... Kanika. That's everyone. Stella. Wait, what about Tabby? Kanika. What about her? She's not here. Let's get started. Stella. I guess she can catch up to us once she gets here. Oscar. Well, if y'all are itching to get started, it's through the back. Follow me. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Oscar. Looks like the sun has almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Rosalina. Hey! You're not doing this without me. If there's a ghost, I want to see it with my own eyes. Alexis. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. I tried to stop her, but she was really convincing. Oh, hi Zane. What's up? Zane. Yo. Oscar. Rosalina! You decide it's best to let Oscar handle this. Rosalina. I've done enough resting, and it's not like hobbling around in the library is any different than hobbling around in our house. I miss being there. I miss feeling home. Oscar. You shouldn't be hobbling around at all. Just take it easy until you're more healed. Rosalina. I've got to learn to walk around eventually. Might as well start while I'm still on pain meds. And our house is 1 story. It's not like I'm climbing Mount Everest. Oscar sighs. Oscar. The doctors did say I should encourage you to practice walking. You know, I'm kind of surprised they didn't give her, like, a prosthetic foot. I mean, I guess probably too early with the wound having happened literally the day before. I feel like she probably shouldn't be up and moving around at all yet, but... Anyway, Oscar. Okay, you can come along, but if you get tired or if it starts to hurt, you let me know right away. Rosalina. Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Oscar. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. Stella. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. Oscar. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. It's just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. The two anxiety Oscar and Kanika being the two with the most anxieties. Relatable, honestly. I too have anxieties. Tabitha. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Stella. Tabby! Tabitha. I can't believe you had the audacity to give me the slip earlier today, Quinn. After I explicitly asked you not to. At least you did the courtesy of letting me know exactly where you'd be tonight, so I didn't have to waste my time looking for you. Kanika. Great, she made it. Stella. Wow, Quinn, you really brought the whole gang together today. Tabitha. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know? Kanika. Yeah, I know. We all know. Quinn, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? I'm gonna go with Quinn. She's my cousin. I love it. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever gotten this one before. Tabitha. Yeah, we're trying to bond. Deal with it. Kanika. You don't see me inviting Miles to stuff all the time. Just because you're family doesn't mean y'all need to be friends. Stella. Aw, a lot has changed since high school. Maybe you two could be friends if you tried. Tabitha and Kanika eye each other suspiciously. The mutual disgust in their eyes tells you that Stella is not correct. Stella. But maybe for now you can ghost hunt on opposite sides of the room. Oscar. Sounds like we're in for an interesting night. Avery. I'm glad I didn't stay in the same town with the people I went to high school with. No wonder small towns have so much drama. Oscar, I wonder if the ghost will even show up with this many people around. Well, wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? Stella, it sure does. I definitely feel that. Avery, same. I've got chills. Kamika, the temperature gun says it's actually a couple degrees cooler, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Zane, whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Rosalina, is that it? This isn't very scary. I like this powerful build option, so I'm taking it. Quinn, the ghost is just scared because I'm here. It knows that it doesn't stand a chance. Tabitha, I didn't realize muscles were supposed to be some sort of paranormal deterrent. Stella, they are if you're Quinn. Zane, maybe it's chill. I know if I were a ghost, I'd be mad chill. Oscar, if you saw what I've seen, I don't think you'd be saying that. Stella, that's an interesting point though. What if ghosts usually are friendly and they're only terrifying because they don't know how to be anything else? Zane, yeah, like, I know if I were a ghost, I'd just vibe, but what if my vibes were bad and I didn't know it? I shudder to think of the possibilities. Tabitha, what did you rope me into, Quinn? That was fun. There was a lot of conversation in there that I hadn't actually seen before. Oscar, okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. Alright, I actually feel like maybe this is the moment I want to switch it out. Yeah, alright, so it's a little bit abrupt, but I mean, it was always going to be because this is one chapter I'm breaking up into two, and with the way the timing works, I prefer to break it up somewhere during this scene before it switches over to the next bit. And normally I go all the way up to the point where they open the trapdoor, but I feel like it might be nice to... I'm gonna try it here. It feels abrupt as an ending. I'll see if it feels too abrupt as a beginning, but it might be better as a beginning because then there's a little bit more context before it just jumps right into the haunting scene. So yeah, I think I will save here. And then I think we'll call it for today. I think I should... next week. Yes, I think I should be able to stream as normal this time next week. I've kind of formalized my schedule into... Well, I mean, it's what it is on Twitch, but, like, so I will be doing... Oh, no, never mind. I think next week I will be streaming, but it's going to be later than usual. I think I will probably start around 5. Depending on when I get back. 5, well, hopefully start by 5. I'm going to see a matinee showing of a play, and so it's like, basically it depends on when I get home, but I will not be home by 4. So yes, so I will pick up the second half of chapter 3 for this run next week, probably, like, between 5 and 6, I'll say. And then I will be streaming the next chapter of Cinderella Phenomenon tomorrow, and I also anticipate to have my usual Friday streams, and that's pretty much where my schedule's at. The Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays. That said, I have been having a lot of fun with the previously mentioned bead habit, and if I can figure out a good setup, I might also try to find a time to stream some free fuse bead making stuff, just because it could be fun. I feel like crafting streams can be very meditative, and want to see it, and try it out and see if it works for me. Oh, no, sorry, I got distracted. I was like, oh no, a bead fell out of place, but you know what? I can fix that off stream. I'm gonna take a quick look because I thought it might be fun to try rating other people who are playing Scarlet Hollow if there happen to be any. Oh wait, no, I want to. So I'm gonna just do a quick search and see if anybody is. Scarlet Hollow. Browse games. Can I not search games anymore? Okay, let me... Yeah, sorry, they changed things around a little bit with the new tag system, and so I'm like, dudes, I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. Bear with me just a moment. Because yeah, it's not really a tag, and I go to the games tab, and there doesn't seem to be a way to search individual games. And wait, what if I go to my own stream and click on the name of the game? That could work. Let's see. Yes! Alright, there is a random person who is playing Scarlet Hollow. Let's go raid them. They even have the part of their name is even Hana. So, alright. So let's see, I've got, there's my, if you happen to be subscribed, I have my special raid emoji, and if you do not, then let's see, that's the standard raid emoji. And yeah, so let's go raid this person. They're a VTuber who, named Hana PL, and they are, in fact, right at the point I just left off at, so that works perfectly. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna raid, and we're gonna raid. Yeah, so thank you all for coming, and I'll be back tomorrow with Cinderella Phenomenon, and next week with more Scarlet Hollow. Bye!